Welcome to Prime Certification Private Limited. Your scope isn't just paperwork, it's your business boundary. When laboratories apply for NABL accreditation, they often focus on documentation, equipment, and quality systems. However, one of the most important decisions is defining the scope of accreditation correctly. Your scope is not just paperwork. It defines the testing or calibration services your laboratory is officially recognized to perform. If your scope is not planned properly, you may either promise services you are not accredited for or miss valuable business opportunities. In this video, we will understand how to define the NABL scope of accreditation the right way. Number 1. What scope actually means in NABL terms? The scope of accreditation is an official document issued by NABL that clearly defines the specific tests, calibrations, or medical examinations your laboratory is technically competent to perform. It includes details such as the test method, standard used, measurement range, equipment, and the products or materials covered. This means your laboratory can only claim NABL accreditation for the activities mentioned in the approved scope. Any service outside this scope cannot be advertised or reported as NABL accredited. Therefore, the scope becomes the official boundary of your laboratory's technical competence. Number 2. Fixed scope versus flexible scope explained. NABL generally recognizes two approaches for defining the scope of accreditation: fixed scope and flexible scope. In a fixed scope, every test method and parameter is specifically approved by NABL. If you want to add a new test or method, you must apply for an extension of scope and obtain approval before offering it as an accredited service. On the other hand, a flexible scope provides greater freedom to laboratories with a mature quality management system. It allows them to make certain technical changes, such as updating to a newer version of a standard, without seeking NABL approval every time, provided they follow proper validation and internal control procedures. Understanding the difference helps laboratories choose the most suitable approach for their operations. Number 3. How to match scope with client and market demand. While defining your NABL scope, it is important to think beyond your existing equipment. Your scope should reflect the needs of your customers and the industries you serve. For example, if most of your clients are from the pharmaceutical sector, your scope should include the testing services commonly required in that industry. Similarly, if customers frequently request tests that your laboratory cannot currently offer, those services may be good candidates for future accreditation. A well-planned scope not only supports compliance, but also helps your laboratory remain competitive and meet changing market demands. Number 4. Common mistakes labs make while defining scope. Many laboratories make avoidable mistakes while defining their scope of accreditation. Some include too many tests without having the required technical competence, while others choose outdated standards or fail to prepare proper documentation. Another common mistake is copying another laboratory's scope without considering their own capabilities. Laboratories should remember that every test included in the scope must be supported by trained personnel, validated methods, calibrated equipment, and complete quality records. A carefully prepared scope reduces the risk of nonconformities during NABL assessment. Number 5. How to expand scope post-accreditation. Receiving NABL accreditation is not the end of the journey. As customer requirements grow, laboratories often need to expand their scope. The first step is to identify new testing or calibration services that are in demand. Next, the laboratory must develop technical competence by arranging suitable equipment, training staff, validating methods, and updating documentation. After completing these preparations, an application for extension of scope can be submitted to NABL. Once NABL reviews the application and successfully completes the assessment process, the newly approved tests become part of the laboratory's accredited scope. This allows the laboratory to grow its services while maintaining compliance with NABL requirements. Your NABL scope of accreditation is much more than a document. It represents your laboratory's technical capability, credibility, and business potential. Defining the scope correctly from the beginning helps avoid future challenges, improves customer confidence, and creates opportunities for long-term growth. By understanding the scope, choosing the right approach, avoiding common mistakes, and planning future expansion, your laboratory can make the most of its NABL accreditation. Thank you.